All right. Still jamming. So this segment trying to shed light on some of the facets of the drum industry that folks might not be aware of.
I might not be aware of it.
You might. Well, I think you're aware of these. I think you're aware of these topics. It could be. It could be. Hey, yeah, I know. I know. You have no idea what's going on. That's the perfect. That's the beauty of it. So the way that drum companies, and we're talking like drum manufacturers, stick manufacturers, basically anyone that makes products that you would purchase for your drum set or your drum setup, the way that these companies are structured isn't as simple as it used to be. A lot of them started out as like simple small businesses. They sell stuff directly to stores who sell them to you or directly to people. But now it's like very convoluted. There's all sorts of these what we refer to as like parent companies that technically own other brands. You know, there's different structures for their businesses. The reason I bring this up, the technical news, is that recently it was announced that Roland, who makes electronic drums and all sorts of electronic gear and stuff, is now the purchased DW drums, essentially, which is one of the premier drum companies out there as far as taking it the whole way from, the wood, creating the drum, having their own hardware. You know what I mean? This isn't a fly-by-night custom company that just takes specific shells and like throws a fancy wrap on it. They do the whole thing, complete drum makers.
Innovate.
Right. So now this larger corporation comes in, which in this case is from the music world, which is interesting, and purchases this company. I've seen this happen as far as like the parent company stepping in type scenario where someone buys someone else 2 or 3 times in the past 7 or 8 years. You've seen it a lot more than me, though.
I've seen it happen, yeah.
What happens? I think everyone's thinking, what's going to happen to my drums? What's going to happen to Drum Workshop? What's going to happen to Roland? What have you seen happen when this kind of thing goes down?
I've never seen anything quite like this, but I've seen, your Fender come in and buy different distribution companies that catered to drummers and drum shops, and they distributed different drumming products. And as the time went on, after Guitar Company, I guess, would come in and do that, their focus wasn't on drums as they once were. And Roland, actually isn't an electronic drum company either. So they make they probably sell more keyboards than drums.
Right.
I do believe. So it'd be interesting. I've never seen anything good come out of this. As far as being a retail shop, when it becomes too corporate and an outsider comes in, they tend to change things to best suit their needs.
Right.
They're not really thinking about us or anything else as on a big scale like that. And you're used to dealing with a company that acts and works a certain way, and then another company comes in and that all changes for better or worse.
Yeah. I think I've seen it a couple different ways. Just thinking of acquisitions and different things like that. Like sometimes when it's someone you don't. Yikes. When it's hang on a second.
I didn't touch it. Wasn't me.
There we go.
Wasn't me this time.
I got it to go away. I've seen it a couple different ways. I've seen it where a company comes in and all of a sudden you start to see less and less cool products. You get to see like the dumbed down version of a company.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to happen because I think that DW is such a huge is one of the leaders really in the drum industry. I imagine, and we don't know any details about contracts or things. I imagine they're basically like, give us autonomy and then we'll do collaborations, which is what I anticipate happening. But we'll see.
I hope so. I hope nothing good comes. I hope nothing but good comes out of this.
Right. My guess is it'll be either good or nothing. You won't even know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't see something like detrimental happening.
Yeah, kind of like the Zildjian Vic Firth thing.
Yeah.
Like you kind of don't even.
I'll bet you within the next few months or year, I should say, I should give it a year because time's wonky.
I think that it was more of a positive thing.
Yeah.
Because it was really hard to talk to anyone from Vic Firth. Back in the now, Zildjian has things a little more streamlined with their customer service. So,
That's great example of a company coming in and prioritizing what, keeping what worked and
exactly.
Yeah, and moving forward. Awesome. Well, yeah, I think that again, it's happened so many different ways that we're just gonna have to wait and see. There's nothing we can do about it.
Should be interesting.
Besides talk about it. But I think it's important to not jump to conclusions, do this, do that. You know what I mean? We've got guys that come in and they'll state something like it's factual.
Sure.
And then try to get your reaction. You know what I mean? Yeah. And the most important thing to do is to be like, yeah, we can have these casual conversations about it, but not jump to any conclusions. Like, we're going to see what shakes out. There's going to be some announcement. They're coming out with this, and we're going to see what shakes out. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's rad. So just a little
crank it up. Oh, never mind. Excuse me.
Crank it up.
We're on to something different.
All right.